checks in with our loyal viewer in center. The New York Knicks come into this one following a loss, guys, to the Memphis Grizzlies, both offensively and defensively.
In that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave a foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And New York, looking at who they've got. Chris Bosh is out there with Vucevic. Then there's Hill. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Bazemore at the 2.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
And so it's Washington with it. Outside Lowry. Picked by Randall. 5 on the clock. And the wide open shot from Green. Off target with his 3. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like he actually runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball, the consummate role play.
He really is. And you know, you have to have guys who can be effective without the basketball, Kevin. There's only one out there.
Right.
You're going to have 5 guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
Here is Hill, following the basket by Dwight Howard. Hill against Lowry. Hill kicks to Vucevic. The shot misses. Excellent D from Howard. Here's Covington, covered by Barnes. Covington kicks to Lowry. Howard, the pass to Covington. Here's Randall. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Randall's got his first points in this one.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Bazemore dishes to Bosh. Passes to Barnes. Lots of room. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Harrison Barnes.
The Wizards have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pass to Green. Tipped away. Back to Lowry. Three-pointer. That's good. Lowry's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Hill kicks to Bosh. Bazemore passes to Vucevic. And now the shot is off. And New York the other way now. Here's Bazemore. Here's Barnes. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting, his mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Lowry kicks to Green. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Howard in the post. Vucevic on him. Good. And it's 6 points for Howard.
That time the defenders were a little lazy getting to him.
For the Washington Wizards, they won their last contest, that game against the Nuggets. Hill dishes to Bosh. Top the key, Bazemore. Picked by Vucevic. 6 to shoot. Hill passes to Bosh. The 3 from Barnes. Washington with the rebound. And stolen by Barnes. To the middle. Here's Vucevic. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, and as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Here's Covington, and that one is stuffed right through.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Howard. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Julius Randle. Tony Snell's checked in for Robert Covington. And it's Vasquez in for Daniel Green. And a new group in for the Knicks. Harry Sanders is checked in for Vucevic. Robinson comes in for Chris Bosh. Johnson, he's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And Barea subbed in for Hill. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mirza Teletovic. That is his first foul of the game. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who spoke with Derek Fisher. Doris?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
41 seconds left here in the first quarter. Barea with it. Out to the wing. And Bazemore kicks to Robinson. On the money from 12 feet away.
Yeah, so much emotion is going to go through his head tonight in this one. I mean, playing in your hometown can be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. But after that initial few possessions, I guarantee you he'll settle in and play how he normally does. So he'll be noticing the cheering section of his friends and family that'll be going crazy with each score. And that lead rim unabated in stride.
That's a two from Snell. Not enough on that one as it misses. Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
It's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
And New York, looking at who they've got. J.J. Barea is out there with Hill. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then there's Sanders. And it's Bosh in at the 4.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
And, guys, what a spark plug J.J. Barea has been throughout his career. When he comes in the game, you can feel the lift. We saw a couple games against Houston in the playoffs. Saw it back in 2011 in the championship season for the Mavs.
That's a great point. I mean, he has an energizing effect on his teammates, the fans, and the announcers. I mean, he just brings so much spirit and hustle to the games. Very hard not to root for a guy like that. Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Hill kicks to Barnes. The feed to Hill. Picked by Vucevic. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Hill.
For me, my favorite memory of Barea, his outstanding postseason in 2011. The Mavericks had to get through the Lakers and the Heat to win their first championship. And Barea broke down those defenses by screaming to the hoop every chance he got. Actually, he squirted to the hoop. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Right wing. Vasquez kicks to Snell. 5 to shoot. Releases. Again, the Wizards score.
And getting back to Barea's contributions against the Lakers back in 11, Barea led a fourth-quarter comeback in Game 2 to help the Mavs win. Big swing in that series. And then after the game, Kobe Bryant said that Barea kicked our you-know-whats. And ultimately, Barea helped the Mavs go on to win their only championship.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Bosh. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Knicks trail by 4. To the right side. Here's Barea. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Barea's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Randall down low. He's covered by Bosh. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Randall. Barnes grabs the miss. The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Bosh with it. Now defended by Randall. Lowry brings the double. Offensive rebound.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And it's sent back by Bosh. Picked by Randall. Green against Barnes. Randall down low. The second chance effort. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And the Wizards lead by 3. Well, looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
To the right side. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Julius Randle picks one up.
Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career. But having been in the shadow of LeBron and D-Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Washington. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Julius Randle. And then for New York, Sanders checked in for Miles Plumlee. Johnson comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Kent Bazemore in for George Hill. Robinson's checked in for New York. We're getting back to Chris Bosh. It's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
Screen by Sanders. Here's Bazemore, guarded by Green. Robinson a screen on Lowry. Barea kicks to Robinson. That's tipped.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Green kicks to Ajinça. Sanders with the steal. 1 second left. And that does it for the first half of...
Dwight, you guys have built a nice lead. How did you achieve that?
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith. A big night so far for Dwight Howard. He had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. So that does it for us. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Now, we take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half call.
The second half just about to get going here. We have seen an exceptional performance from Dwight Howard.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been imbecile, has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Robert Covington out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Green, then there's Lowry, and it's Howard in at the 5 spot. That's Randy Whitman's 5 as we get into the second half. And he gets it to go. 8 points for Vucevic.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
The dish to Covington. Down low, he's looking for Howard and finds him. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Howard's got the lead back up to 9 now for Washington. And Bazemore kicks to Barnes. He feeds it to Hill. Bosch, a screen on Lowry. Hill drives in. Pass to Bazemore with his first shot attempt. Green with the block. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Wizards making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Here's Hill. 4 on the clock. Here's Vucevic. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it. You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Vasquez, he's checked in for Daniel Green. Vasquez dishes to Howard. And that's good off the glass that time. Howard's got 16.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant, Clark, as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy. Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Derek Fisher was just going over the plan with his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Vucevic. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris.
And you remember back in Orlando, Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
Kicks to basket. Randall a screen on Barnes. Dishes it to Randall. Baseline try. Again, the Wizards score.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Knicks trail by 9.
And Howard missing a lot of time last season with various knee issues. He's taken his training and conditioning regimen to a new level, it looks like, to kind of preserve his body for the long haul.
It's stolen by Vucevic. Hill against Lowry. Bosch passes to Hill. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Dwight Howard. And then for New York, Larry Sanders is checked in for Bosch. Johnson comes in for Barnes. And Barea subbed in for George Hill. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. They ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Robinson's checked in for Vucevic. Wizards 46-36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed.
It was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10-15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it. You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And, Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Got a piece of it. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That'll be his second foul of the game. For the Wizards, Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Julius Randle. Robert Covington comes in for Tony Snell. And it's Green in for Vasquez. On defense, the Wizards. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Kicks it out to Johnson. Some nice passing by New York here. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Barea. They grab their own miss. It's deflected. And Teletovic kicks to Covington. Hits the three-point bomb. Covington's got 8 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Now, here's Barea. He's covered closely. Bazemore misses.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Covington dishes to Lowry. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. They set the pick. Covington passes to Teletovic. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Wizards have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game.
It's Teletovic.
The free throw drops for Teletovic. And so Teletovic nails both of them. Here is Barea. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Shot to stop the run, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. New York shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. That free throw good from Barea.
J.J. Barea, 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Barea. And here at the end of the third quarter, and thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Wizards leading by 13. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. They've got Harrison Barnes. Vucevic is out there with Chris Bosh. Then it's Johnson, and it's Hill in at the point.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Vucevic setting the pick for Hill. He kicks it to Vucevic. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 6th assist on the night.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
It's stolen by Vucevic. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That's foul number 2 for him. Now here is Hill. Feeds it to Barnes. Shot from 6. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
The jump hook. Howard misses. Knicks trail by 11. Johnson outside. The tray. And that is good.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
And guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone. And I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Hill kicks to Vucevic. Puts it up from 7, and it's sent back by Howard. Here's Randall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for 1 game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
And he was. And unfortunately...
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure. And in the past, the NBA had the All-Star break for just an extended weekend. Last year, they gave the players a full week off. It seemed to be received positively by everyone.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. The All-Star break in 2015 was just a bit over a week. Those extra days, Clark, for most players, really rested some guys up.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think it was a nice move. You play those 82 games, you need more than just a few days break during the middle part of the season, so I like that move a lot.
And the Wizards making a change here. Covington's checked in.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Howard. The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
That's straight up Showtime stuff right there, baby. Major highlight reel material.
Barnes kicks to Vucevic. Hill dishes to Bosh. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Picked by Randall. From deep, Green. Randall passes to Howard. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Well, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
Almost. How about the glide in and then also to reverse it?
That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Bosch.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Covington, and Lowry has it in the corner. And it's off from three-point range.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Randall kicks to Lowry. And a miss there on the triple. Knicks trail by 11. Hill drives in. Vucevic dishes to Barnes. And the pass to Bazemore. No good off the front iron.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Wizards leading by 13. Passes it to Green. Lets it go from deep. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Wizards.
And the big difference here was accuracy behind the three-point line, Clark.
Well, they started spraying them from deep, and then it spread out the defense, and they had all the looks they wanted.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Dwight Howard. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's Bazemore. Rebounded by Covington.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Howard with a screen on Barnes. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And Washington again with the bucket.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow. And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Pass to Bazemore. The three-pointer, no good.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of Dwight Howard. He really came out of the gates with a nice rhythm, hitting his first 3 shots to get his team going. What are your thoughts, Shaq?
The job he did down low was fantastic. That's right, fantastic. He had great understanding of the way the defense was set up in the paint. He had a ton of high percentage looks close to the bucket and converted every time. Nice game, real nice game.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.